Okay, we are going to be learning about compound interest today. You may find this topic slightly familiar because in set 1, we have covered simple interest. Okay, so what exactly is simple interest? Does anyone recall? Alex, speak up please. When we buy a washing machine, okay, paying by installment, that is hire purchase. Okay, that's hire purchase. Right, installment payment is what we call hire purchase. But that is what we covered in set 1, yes. Okay, but simple interest is the amount of money that you end up accumulating. Okay, because maybe you put money inside your bank. Okay, then of course the bank doesn't just store your money only, but they will go and do investment with the money, okay, and then after you get some interest out of it, right? So back when we were learning about interest back in set 1, we learned about it in a very simple manner. That's why it is called simple interest. And I'm not sure whether you recall this formula, okay, PRT over 100. Does this ring a bell? Okay, what is P then?
Principal.
P is principal. Okay, what does principal mean?
Original amount.
Okay, yes, original amount. And then R, what would it be? Okay, in precise, to be more precise, it is your interest rate. Okay, and then T is your time. Okay, in terms of number of years or months or even days, depending on question. Okay? So the thing about simple interest is that, okay, if you put money, okay, let's say $1,000 into the bank, okay, let's say you put it into the bank now, okay, this is year 2024, okay, and maybe the bank is giving you 2% interest. Okay, so that means that next year, okay, if you check your bank account, you get 2% extra from the $1,000, right? Okay, then after if you were to check, you leave the money there, if you check your money, okay, 2 years later, let's say 2026, okay, how much money will you see in your bank? It will be 2% of your $1,000 plus another 2% of your $1,000. Okay, so the thing about simple interest is that the interest is calculated based on the very first amount you put inside the bank. Okay, we're just talking about saving first, right? So therefore I'm using bank as a context. Okay, so the very initial amount. Okay, but today we're going to be looking at compound interest. So how does compound interest differ? It differs by the interest. Okay, it's actually being calculated based on the amount of money that you actually have in your bank from the previous year. Okay, so for example, sorry, my laptop just. Okay, so for example, you put in $1,000. Okay, this year you get 2% interest, so that means next year itself you will see that in your bank you will get $20 extra, $1,020, right? Okay, then in the following year, 2% is going to be calculated on the $1,020. Not on the $1,000 that you first put inside the bank. Okay? So that is the difference between compound interest and simple interest. Compound interest, based on how the word suggests, it is compounded, accumulative, okay, it writes on what was the principal from the previous year, okay, or the money that you managed to save up, okay, inside your bank account from the previous year. Okay, so really help you to understand why your class expectation says improve by 1% every day. Why it is worthwhile to improve 1% every day rather than to do a simple interest step. Okay? Because it is not based on what you are at the start, okay, but based on how you grow, okay, over time. Okay, so we want to learn through this worksheet, through this activity, how is it that the calculations differ? Okay, how is it that simple interest and compound interest actually differ? So in this case, it is also about $1,000, okay, being placed in the bank as a fixed deposit. Okay, fixed deposit will mean that you place it inside the bank, you don't touch it. Okay, for 3 years. Right? The table below shows what two banks actually offer. Bank A offers simple interest rate of 2% per annum. Annum refers to 1 year. Okay, Bank B offers interest rate of 2% per annum compounded yearly. Okay, so every year they will compound, okay, from the previous year. So in question A, we want to calculate the interest that is being earned from Bank A and the total amount of money she would have after 3 years. Okay, so simple interest, we already have the formula to help us apply. Okay, so I equals to PRT. Your principal will actually be $1,000. Your rate is actually 2% per annum. We just have to take 2. We don't need to go and take 2% because essentially the percent is accounted for when you divide by 100. Okay, then times the time, we're looking at 3 years. And this will help us see that the amount of money will be $60. So that is the amount of interest that you get to earn or Shufen gets to earn when she places her money in Bank A. And the total amount will actually be $1,000 plus $60. And hence we get $1,060. Okay, so that's how we do our compound simple interest. Okay. Moving on to question 2. This is where you understand how compound interest works. Okay, so we're looking at over 3 years. As I mentioned, after the first year, you earn the amount of interest. Okay, that amount of money will become the principal to be calculated for the second year. So looking just at the first year, the principal that we start off with is $1,000. The interest will be 2%, okay, times $1,000, and that will actually be $20. You can key that into your calculator, 2 over 100 times 1,000. Okay. Right? So therefore, the total amount of money earned at the end of first year will be 1,000 plus 20, and hence you get $1,020. Okay? Then for the second year, your principal changes to $1,020. So the interest will be calculated by taking 2% of 1,020, which results in $20.40. Okay? So the total amount of money that you will see in your bank account at the end of the second year, sorry, I had a typo over here. Okay, at the end of the second year, that will be 1,020 plus $20.40. So you will have $1,040.40. Scroll up to the third year. So for the third year, the principal that you're going to start with will be $1,040.40. And that will be used to calculate the interest amount, which comes out to be $20.808. Okay, we keep it to exact first so that we don't lose any amount of money. That's how banks will do it as well. Okay, you don't want to shortchange yourself, even if just a few cents. So your principal, okay, over here will be $1,040.40. Then you plus another $20.808. And the amount that we see will be 1061.208. But since we want to round off anything that's related to money to the nearest cent, it will actually be 1061.21. Okay. Yes, because you put in. Okay, you may find $1 not very significant, but over time, okay, it will be a lot. Right? Next, we look at question 3. Okay, we want to answer. So on the next page, which bank offers a higher interest and by how much? We can see that through compound interest, we will get more interest being earned. So we will find that the interest from bank B we find that interest from bank B earned is $61.21. The difference in interest will be $1.21. $1.21, yes. So therefore, bank B offers a higher interest by $1.21. Okay, what if, right, I change the context? Instead of depositing money inside the bank, what if I'm borrowing money from the bank? How will your answer change? We will loan from bank A instead, right? Because the interest earned will actually be lower, right? Okay, so we need to be careful about the context. Okay, and of course, when it comes to such questions, right, let's do be realistic. Okay, in terms of how much interest we're earning. Okay, it wouldn't make much sense if end up the amount of interest you earn is $1,000 over. I don't think it is realistic. Okay, I don't know what bank you deposit your money with. Okay, or what kind of investments are you doing. Okay, but may not be that realistic itself. So if you end up getting such large number or very, very small number, okay, then do the extra effort to check the workplace to make sure it's correct. Okay. Now why is it I'm going through all this? Okay, it's for us to help us learn about the compound interest formula. Okay. So based on how the total amount of money at the end of each year is being calculated, what do you think the total amount of money at the end of fourth year will actually be? Okay, it will be very, very tiring if I have to do this table as seen in page 1. Okay, if I tell you to find the interest for 10 years. Correct? You will do until forever. Okay, surely there is an easy way out of this. I can sense how bored you are. Okay, or how loud you yawn. Right? But okay, it is not feasible to do this. There's a very easier way to get it. Okay, and that is via a formula. And how do we get that formula itself? Okay, so we look back at how we even calculated all this. Okay, looking at year 1, total amount at the end of the first year. Okay, by the way, we will use capital letter A to denote total amount. That is what is being used in your formula list as well. You may be happy to hear that the compound interest formula is provided in your formula list. Okay, so it's one of those rare formulas. So the total amount is your principal plus your interest, right? And the initial principal is $1,000, for which we find that the interest was being calculated by taking 1,000 times 2 over 100, 2%. Okay, that was the interest amount. Okay, I want us to observe between $1,000 and 1,000 times 2 over 100, what is the common factor between these two expressions? 1,000, right? So if I see as a factorization, factorizing out 1,000, I'm getting 1 plus 2 over 100. Okay, that is from first year. Now we look at year 2. Okay, your total amount each book will be based on your principal of the second year plus the interest of the second year. Okay, so the principal of the second year will actually be the amount that you receive at the end of first year, right? Okay, so that is your principal from second year. Then your interest is going to be calculated by, just go and change the color here. Okay, it's going to be principal amount times another 2%. Okay, so this is your interest amount. Right? And between these two items over here, what is the common factor?
1,000.
It isn't just 1,000, okay? It's 1,000 bracket 1 plus 2 over 100. That is the factor for which we are left with 1 plus 2 over 100. Okay? So the common factor between this expression and this expression here is 1,000 times 1 plus 2 over 100. Okay? So you may see the formula now. Okay, maybe if you have not, we look at year 3. Okay, it will be the principal amount, which is actually this value over here. Okay, by the way, I'll simplify this to 1,000. 1 plus 2 over 100 squared. Okay, so your principal for the third year will be 1,000 times 1 plus 2 over 100 squared, followed by plus your interest will be to take the principal times 2 over 100. Okay, so long and this out. And we see that the common factor is going to be 1,000 times 1 plus 2 over 100 squared. And left with a factor of 1 because this one is to be accounted. Then plus 2 over 100. Which simplifies to 1,000 times 1 plus 2 over 100 cubed. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you see the pattern now. That for the first year, the amount being earned will be the principal amount times 1 plus the interest rate to the power of 1. For the second year, it is the same thing, just to the power of 2. And then for the third year, it will be to the power of 3. Okay? Hence, we can see that year 4, it will be 1,000 times 1 plus 2 over 100 to the power of 4. Okay? I realize I forgot to calculate this. And that gives us about 108 just a number that is consistent throughout, plus your interest rate over 100. We use R to represent interest rate to the power of n. Okay, so that will be the formula, whereby A refers to total amount, P refers to your principal, R refers to your interest rate. Okay, depending on the question, whether is it per annum or per month, we will see some examples later on. And then N will be your number of years or number of months. Okay, it's just a convention that we take. So this will be how it looks like in your formula list as well for this one. Formula list will not define for you which one represents what. So you must know, okay, what does each component represent. Okay, questions? If not, I want you to practice this. Okay, I want you to do practice now 14 in your notebook. This is in your textbook, page 75. Question 1 and question 2A. You sure? Okay. There is something that I'm not satisfied with. Okay, which is accuracy of this answer, this value here. Okay. First of all, I hope you are all aware that the question asks for compound interest. They are asking for the interest amount, not the total amount. Okay. Just now Mitchell was trying to clarify what total amount am I referring to. It is the total amount you receive inside your bank. Okay. After accounting for the interest. Okay. So total amount. Okay. Because we're trying to find out what is the interest that is being calculated, we should leave this to higher degree of accuracy. Okay, one more decimal place. So it is better to have 3646.5. So I forgot the value. 18. Okay. We should do one more decimal place. Okay, because we're still using that value for further calculation. Okay. Then minus away $3,000. Okay, such that we get 646.518. Then at the very final answer, we round it off to the nearest set. Okay. So don't do premature rounding. Okay, do it only at the end. Alright? Then after that, for question 2, just now earlier on, Renee actually stopped me over here. Okay, we're supposed to find the interest, so remember to minus away the principal amount. So presentation wise, please indicate I equals to this. Okay, I'll leave us with this today. Tomorrow, we will complete our compound interest. If we have the time, then we'll go into our standard form. Okay.